So racing now in the first of our events, which is the combined under 18 and under 17 3,000 metres for women. In our under 18 competition, we have 15 starters. Zoe Sibley from Yarra Ranges, Remy Gibbs, Frankston, Carly Atkinson, Box Hill, Isabel Collins, Sandringham. Also from Sandringham, Sophie Coughlin, Rachel Jennings from Wellington, Jessica Day from Knox, from Yarra Ranges, Georgia Laven, from Western Athletics, Ebony Dodamaid, Charlotte Hoskins from Old Severians, Ella Stiles, Geelong Guild, also Olivia Richardson from Geelong Guild, from Sandringham, Bianca Skerry, from Athletics Essendon, Bianca Puglisi, and from also Essendon, it is Amy Jungfer. In the 17s, we have got 8 starters: Charlotte Drake from Williamstown, Kate Saris from Keolis and Bernard, Simone Maladay from Collingwood, from South Melbourne, Ola Evans, Hannah Williams from Doncaster, Lily Gilbert from Wendouree, Grace Turner from South Melbourne, and Alice Oakley-Kerr from Sandringham.
So Remy Gibbs leads this field at the moment in the under-18 competition in the very early stages. Grace Turner from South Melbourne was tucked in as they came around to get 7 laps to go. Georgia Laven in the front from Yarra Ranges. So that's first and second at the moment. That we expect the lead to change in the early stages. Rachel Jennings from Wellington was also in that bunch, as was Ola Evans. So,
did you spot Dodamaid out there, Glenn? I think she's sitting in the lead at the moment. Emily Dodamaid, famous name in Victorian sport.
And as expected, Tim, the first lap, our competitors sorting themselves out. So they're quite bunched up in the first 200 metres, but now, as you can see, there are a number of battle packs in this combined event. So they'll come down to get 6 to go. Dodamaid out in front.
So the lead pack of 6 has got 4 from the under 18s and 2 from the under 17s. The under 17s being Williams and also Turner. So Laven well positioned. Jennings sitting very nicely there, just in that second position. Williams now on the rail and leading that under 17 competition. So I think that might be Puglisi in the next position. So she leads the next pack. So 6 out front, gap to Puglisi. Could be Richardson, I think, in that next position.
It's about 2:40 for 800.
Yeah, so they're ticking along at about 10-minute pace at the moment. So Dodamaid still controlling the pace. Jennings quite content. The early laps here, as we know with the 3K, it's not won in those first 2 laps. It's that last kilometre where so much can happen.
It's also good to see someone wanting to take the lead early on in this event.
And they're coming through to the 1 kilometre mark. It's just going to be a shade over 3:20, which is right on that 10-minute pace. So the lead bunch now being joined by a couple of others, and that's Puglisi and also Coughlin, the Sandringham runner. So it's now a lead bunch of 8. Richardson tossing up whether to go forward or just to sit, and we're starting to see a little bit of a gap too, Glenn. So top 5, then a little bit of a gap to Remy Gibbs. Puglisi and Coughlin are moving beautifully at the moment. I think they've structured this first opening kilometre really well. Then a gap to Richardson, then Maladay in next position.
So about 4:01 for 1200. So as I mentioned earlier, Susie Power holding the Victorian record for both the under 17 and under 18. Under 17 is 9:12.73 and the under 18 record is 8:59.71. But as you mentioned, Tim, we're heading around 10-minute pace, early stages, first third of this race.
It is a championship race, Glenn, and we'd expect that they are running here for medals. So the top 2 are under 18. Next one is Williams. She's the lead in the under 17s. Then Laven third in the under 18s. Turner in next position. Also, she's in the silver medal position for the 17s.
So still some movement happening in the 8th position. So 8 and 9.
Now Coglin's making a bit of a move. Also Gibbs is getting a little bit of a life back into those legs again. So Remy Gibbs, the taller figure there from Frankston. So Turner just doing enough to hold her out for the moment. 4 laps down.
So it's a great shot from our cameraman picking up that lead bunch spread over about 35-40 metres.
So some gaps are starting to form though. That top 3 are looking strong, Glenn. That's Dottermaid led all the way. Jennings sitting perfectly. The first of the under-17s is Williams from Doncaster.
Well, they're going to come down to get 1,200 to go, and the clock will tick around 6:10 perhaps, 6:05. Should have stuck with my first intuition, so I'll be close to 6:07 in the middle.
1,200 to go. When they hit the 200 mark, they'll be into the last kilometre of this journey. So a little gap forming now, 2nd to 3rd. As Williams starts to drift back. And it's Laven and Coughlin. I like the run of Coughlin so far. Glenn, she's just staged this quite nicely. Didn't do a lot of work in that opening kilometre and now seems to be winding up. But it's Dottermaiden and also Jennings leading the way. Coughlin now going past Laven into the 3rd position in the under-18 competition. And they've got 1 kilometre to go. So about 6:50. They've dropped to about a 3:30 kilometre in that 2nd kilometre. And now it's a matter of kicking home for that last kilometre for all the girls.
I do appreciate lead running. Dottermaid's led from very early stages, and she's really not only setting the pace, but she's in a great position. But Jennings
looking
nicely.
Comfortable. But Dottermaid, I don't think will be freaked by this. But Coughlin's the one they've got to watch for. She's made up big ground in that last lap, and she's now clearly in 3rd position. So it's all under 18s, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Williams seems to be going back into the pack, opens up an opportunity for Grace Turner from South Melbourne. She's gaining on her quite rapidly there, Glenn.
Well, you've got to take a hat off to Grace Turner. I'm sure her advice prior to the beginning of this race from her coach has been duly noted. But she is in a striking position for either a gold or a silver medal in the under-17 event. You're right, Tim, you're looking a bit flushed. All good?
I'm coping pretty well, Glenn.
But out in front,
this is a great battle. Just look at it, Glenn. This is really enticing. Jennings, you'd probably have to put the money on at this stage. I don't know if Coughlin can do it. There's 600 out.
Well, we'll see what happens. Dottermaid's done a great job out in front. She's looking very strong, and every time there's a challenge from Jennings, she just picks up the pace a little bit. So she's keeping about 1.5 body lengths between herself and the current 2nd place.
So the 2 under-17s only separated by about 3 metres now. Hannah Williams then to Grace Turner. Big gap to 3rd. I think that's Maladay probably in the next position. But this competition also in the under-18s. They're coming down. They get 1 lap to go.
Yeah, it will be a bit of a sprint between our 2 leaders, but our 3rd place getter at the moment is also in striking distance.
Well, that's right. So Dottermaid, Jennings looks ready to make a move, I think, Glenn. Just moving out to the shoulder, getting the bell, and Jennings has made that move. So the Wellington athlete goes into the front. So Dottermaid has led for 6.5, and we're seeing another challenge here in the under-17 competition. Grace Turner about to come alongside Hannah Williams. It is on in both competitions. So Jennings, decisive move there. I think that's a winning move, Glenn.
You're calling it very early today, but you are the expert. So good tactical move from Jennings out in front. Dottermaid's still in this.
And in the under-17s, Williams just got a little bit of a wriggle on when she heard the bell, so she's now got about a 15-metre gap over Turner. So Coughlin now starting to make a bit of a move. Jennings has got this done and dusted. She's out by about 25 metres to Dottermaid. Coughlin about 10 metres adrift to Dottermaid as they come through into the final bend. But Rachel Jennings, she'll take this out and looking very strong. In the under-17s, it looks like Williams has got it ahead of Turner, but good running from both girls. Let's give it to Rachel Jennings here from Wellington. She's going to win this event. Time check, it's just over the 10:15 mark. She'll take the gold, and looks like Dottermaid will take the silver. Coghlan will settle for bronze. As we see Remy Gibbs, she'll be in 4th position. Then Puglisi, the first of our under-17s, and that will be Hannah Williams from Doncaster. She'll take the championship. Grace Turner from South Melbourne, she'll take the silver. And Simone Maladay from Collingwood, she will take the bronze medal there in the under-17 competition.
Well, the girls look absolutely spent after this 3K, so reasonable conditions in the temperature, but looks like they're
great
all
running
hard.
there, Glenn. Really good running. All the girls put it out there. Dottermaid led most of the journey, only to be outrun there by Jennings. And Hannah Williams in the under-17s, challenged by Grace Turner, but when she hit the bell, she just had that extra bit of go.
Yeah, it was a good race. 2 races in one. Grace Turner did a good job from South Melbourne in the back half of that race, but she just couldn't quite get there with Hannah Williams. And a good run for me for Ebony Dottermaid. You know, we talked about leading this race, or leading these races and setting the pace. It actually is difficult to lead, particularly in the 3K, and you
That's
do,
right.
you are susceptible
Especially when
to challenge.
someone's right behind you the whole way, because you've got that nervous energy of thinking, when are they going to move? When are they going to move? But she said a good, they were sitting on around that 10-minute pace all the way. Drifted a little bit in the last kilometre, but it was a very good run from Jennings.